Front Page for Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Fresh Israeli strikes on Gaza killed a top military official of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, which the State Department considers an Iranian-backed terrorist group blamed for some of the rockets launched at Israel in recent days. National Security Team leader Guy Taylor and David Cherfinsky report the killing of Hussam Abu Harbid is considered a major strategic victory for Israel, while its leaders reportedly weigh whether to pull back and embrace international calls for a ceasefire after more than a week of war. President Biden expressed U.S. support for a ceasefire in a Monday phone call with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He also reaffirmed what he said was Israel's right to defend itself against indiscriminate rocket attacks. One diplomatic source in the region told Guy that there is a sense Israel could seriously talk ceasefire by midweek. A spokesman for Hamas's military wing, however, said the Palestinians would maintain their missile barrage as long as Israeli attacks continue. The Supreme Court has announced it will take up a major abortion case, weighing Mississippi's ban on abortions after 15 weeks. Legal Affairs reporter Alex Sawyer reports the case gives the justices a chance to revisit the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling, which legalized abortion nationwide, as well as subsequent precedents, such as the court's 1992 ruling in Planned Parenthood v. Casey. That case upheld the right to an abortion without undue influence from the state. The High Court will decide whether bans on elective abortion before a fetus is viable, like the Mississippi law, are constitutional. The legal battle arose after Mississippi enacted the 2018 Gestational Age Act, which bans abortions after 15 weeks except for cases with a medical emergency or severe abnormality within the fetus. At least 4 of the 9 justices voted to hear the case. The court's order did not identify the justices or comment on the case. A reminder that you can find all these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. Don't have access to the Times yet? Visit WashingtonTimes.com/George and get 25% off your annual subscription. On immigration, U.S. Border Patrol agents in Southern California have arrested 12 illegal immigrants who are sex offenders in just the past 2 months. Stephen Dinan reports all along the southern U.S. border with Mexico, agents report an alarming number of sex offenders attempting to sneak in. Agents find the offenders during their routine patrol duties and usually realize whom they have in custody when they run record checks. In Del Rio, Texas, 150 miles west of San Antonio, law enforcement said arrests of sex offenders are up 2,500% this year alone. On one day in March, agents nabbed 3 offenders in just 3 hours, part of a flurry of 7 offenders in less than 2 weeks. At the White House, Valerie Richardson looks at a few of President Biden's cabinet nominees who didn't land in the cabinet, but now have still found a home in the administration. Neera Tanden has begun her new job as White House senior advisor 2 months after she withdrew her nomination to lead the Office of Management and Budget. Years of critical tweets brought into question her judgment and ability to win support from the sitting senators and other lawmakers whom she had roasted. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Klain landed on her feet after the White House scuttled plans to install her as second in command at the Department of the Interior. It was announced last month she'll serve as a senior counselor to Interior Secretary Deb Haaland. And finally, a group of conservative activists has launched an advocacy group to push back against what they say is a rising tide of cancel culture. David Cherfinsky and Ryan Lovely support Mike Davis, Ian Pryor, Will Chamberlain, and Andy Sarabian launched the Unsilenced Majority, a 501c4 organization. Davis envisions the group leveraging earned media and social media, and said the overarching goal is to mobilize people to push back on companies that appear to be bowing to political correctness. Davis also leads the conservative Article 3 project, which focuses on courts, and the Internet Accountability Project, which is trying to curb the influence of technology giants. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and subscribe for free to the front page. Just search Washington Times on your favorite podcast platforms. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.